So Steve, what makes a fossil worthy to be in this collection?
That's a loaded question, really. Think about it from when I started. I was collecting just fossils. So what it makes it worthy really is each specimen is probably quite new to science. So it ranks against other museums as being pretty unique. So a lot of this is cutting edge material. We've got probably about 16 or 18 new species in the collection already. And a lot of these are on show. The diversity of the collection is what's really paramount, is actually showing the diversity of what's living during Cambrian times, and that's put on display here. It's not always the showy stuff that we put on display, the stuff that catches people's eyes. It's more, we lead people in with looking at these specimens and saying, look, what's unique about this specimen that actually makes it different than any other collection. Okay. And from there we go on and answer those sort of questions. So that's really in some ways what the museum's all about. So it's choosing those specimens that have probably never been seen before and putting those on display. And then with the text we've got, asking sort of simple little questions. And what we also do around here is with the collection is actually for really interested people, we'll do a sort of tour. So although it's quite a small museum, it probably takes about an hour and a half to go through the whole collection and explain the significance of each specimen and what it shows you. Because again, text doesn't do it in a few line drawings, but it draws you in that hopefully then sets those questions in your mind.
Do you think that sets you apart from other museums? Like, what's the difference between this one?
Well, it does, I think, in some ways, because what's unique about this collection is it's collected from a time period when academics gave it scant regard. In fact, point of fact, they said the Cambrian clay, which is all this material collected from this location, or from the Cambrian clay, was the least interesting in the British fossil collection. Wow. The last 40 years of collecting has actually yielded significant new information. Soft part preservation, which is not normally noted before, a lot as an even world first in the collection. So although it's set in Cambridge and it's collected mainly from the Cambridge area, it's pretty unique in its makeup. And also we've got designation of the collection which puts it in the top 150 museums for its scientific content. It doesn't yield us any more sort of grants or anything else, but it should then put it on a pedestal for people to realise how valuable the collection is, because it's not me, it's actually the fossils that are important. Yeah.
So when you're out in the field, what do you decide what comes back with you and what you don't bring back?
Okay, that's a good question. Really what I do is, if you think about it, there's lots and lots of ammonites in the Cambrian clay. I've collected a lot of those, but later on I'll see lots more, but I don't collect any more of those that need to. Built up a reference collection of ammonites, so there's a lot of each the same species, and we don't need any more. So, and often random bits of bone which are not diagnostic. In other words, it might be a bit of an ichthyosaur bone or whatever, or perhaps a water-worn vertebrate. I wouldn't collect, I used to, but now, because it's no significance to the collection. What I'm looking for all the time is something unique and new to add into the collection, because space is paramount, and reserve collection has only got so much space as well at the moment, so we couldn't cram it with all the common stuff that a lot of people would be so glad to find. So really every time we trip out, we're looking for something pretty unique. And I've taken a cohort with me, we call him Dippy, but he actually finds stuff that I don't. In point of fact, the other day we were out collecting, and I collected some really good material, fish and a bit of ichthyosaur, snake and goodness knows what. He came back with a little tiny bit he collected from a mudstone, very small, and he said, look, it's got weird looking teeth along the edge. And gave it a clean up on the weekend and stuck it back. And it's what he thought was teeth along this sort of, it's like a wishbone really, it's like a wishbone. It's only about that big, is the little nodules. We think it's the branchiostegals, it's part of the gill apparatus of a fish. Wow, but it's something quite unique, so that will go in the collection. Although it's small and you think, oh, well, it's not significant. It is, so often some of the small stuff is really, really, you know, worthy of collection. So I don't collect the sort of common material. In point of fact, if someone's with me and they are a fossil collector, we'll often say, well, you have the thing, because it's not, as I say, going to go in our collection.
That's all we've got for you today from the Etches collection. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more, and hopefully we'll see you next time.